Students, today we are going to study about the second part of that chapter about flying, the black aeroplane. It is written by Frederick Forsyth. Uh, let's look about the author. Frederick Forsyth is an English author and occasional political commentator. He is best known for thrillers such as The Day of the Jackal, The Odessa File, The Fourth Protocol, The Dogs of War, The First of God, The Veteran, Avenger, The Afghan, and The Cobra. These are the main works of Frederick Forsyth. Okay, let's move to the chapter. Okay, the chapter, it is about a pilot who feels happy and contented to fly over a city that is sleeping. That means he wants to take his flight at the night time. Okay, the sky was clear when the author was flying his old Dakota aeroplane over France to England. He is flying from France to London. While taking his flight, he dreams about the long holiday with his family. Okay, he was dreaming of his holiday and looking forward to being with his family and brought to take good English breakfast with his family. Okay, that was his dream. He also dreams about the good breakfast he would have upon the landing. Okay, everything was going well. It was an easy flight. Paris was about 150 kilometers behind him when he saw the huge black mountain storm clouds in front of him across the sky. As soon as he crosses Paris, he gets a look of the dark clouds that were a sign of upcoming storm. Okay, the right decision would have been to turn back to Paris for the sake of safety, but he being overshadowed by his dreams and not wanting to delay them, he risks his life of his passengers and head straight into the storm. Everything was suddenly black. The author could not see anything outside the aeroplane. But suddenly everything gets dark. He is unable to see. All his directions instruments stopped functioning and he lost control of the plane. So the old aeroplane jumped and twisted in the air. The compass that are the instruments they used to get the direction. Uh, the radio and other instruments suddenly stopped working. So he was in a great problem. He could not fly in that darkness. Then in the black clouds quite near him he saw another aeroplane. It had no lights on its wings, but he could see it flying next to him through the storm. Okay, when all hope was lost, he saw another plane whose pilot was more than willing to rescue him. He felt like there was a plane and they came to help him. He turned his aeroplane slowly to north in front of others Dakota so that it would be easier for the other to follow him. The first author was panicking uh, for the situation and all, but when he saw another aeroplane whose flight pilot was more than willing to rescue him, he felt a lot of happiness. Suddenly, and see, the he turned his aeroplane slowly to north in front of others Dakota so that it would be easier for the others to follow him. So he was following the that another black aeroplane's pilot. Suddenly, the author came out of the clouds and saw two long straight lines of the lights in front of him. So the anonymous pilot helped him to uh, guide them out of the storm and disappeared as soon as they saw the light. It was a runway, an airport. He was safe. The author turned to look for his friend in the black aeroplane, but the sky was empty. The black aeroplane was gone. He could not see it anywhere. So after getting down from the aeroplane, that pilot searched for the person who rescued him, helped him, and helped him to landing. But he could not see that black aeroplane and that pilot anywhere. He went and asked a woman in the control center where he was and who the other pilot was. So getting down, he just inquired about that pilot to a woman. She looked at the author very strangely and then laughed. She said, "Another aeroplane up there in the storm." Hey, another aeroplane. I don't know what you are saying. In this storm, there won't be any kinds of pilot. She just replied to him. No other aeroplanes were flying tonight. There was no any uh, aeroplanes other than yours was the only one I could see on the radar. So who helped the author to arrive there safely without compass or a radio and without any more fuel in his tanks? Okay, he was also didn't have much fuel in his aeroplane. So he was in so doubt. He was in a doubtful mind. Who helped him in that darkness? Who was the pilot on the strange black aeroplane flying in the storm without lights? That was the question for him. He was not knowing any kinds of aeroplane, but somebody helped in him in that dark moment. Upon landing, when he asked the lady in the control room about the other pilot, he is left in shock when she says that his was the only plane in the sky.